Welcome back to Ozzy's Oddities. You know, I've been just having a good time reminiscing. At my age, that's all we do is reminisce these days. But anyway, when I was a young lad about, a couple of years ago, growing up here on the farm, we had a hired man. And this hired man was really a nice guy. He liked kids, and he made me what was called a farmer's YoYo. And I kept it around, and I think it's the second year of corn on here because I think the mice ate the first one. But anyway, that was quite a while ago, I should say. But anyway, we'll put this one aside. I'm gonna show you how to make one today. You might want to do this. You know, the price of corn pretty cheap right now. You can get that stuff all over. The squirrels, I took this right out of the squirrel feeder. Anyway, here's what you need. What you need is you got to find somebody that chews tobacco and tell them to save the cans for you, because that's the main part of the toy. And then you got to have an ear of corn, of course. You got to have a tobacco can. You need some dowel, 1/4-inch dowel, and you might need some other piece of dowel. I got a 1/2-inch piece here. And you need some string and a washer and a couple toothpicks and some drills and a coping saw, and who knows what else you'll need. But let's go at it and see what we can come up with. The first thing we got to do is find an ear of corn. Got an ear of corn here, nice size. You don't want a great big long ear of corn. You want just a pretty small. Even popcorn will work for this too. So first thing we need is a 1/4-inch dowel. And then we're going to put a hole right through this tobacco can. It's empty. That's a good thing. They stink. Anyway, with the cover on, we're going to put a hole from the top all the way through this thing. So it's going to look something like this when it's done. The dowel's going to go right through that tobacco can. Okay, let's do that. First we need a 1/4-inch drill. And we got our most powerful hand drill around. And we have a 1/4-inch drill. That's all we need for this. Yep, that's good. Then we need an ear of corn. Now the ear of corn, I like to take a center punch, and right on the end, right in the center, it's hard. Right on the end where the corn was on the stalk, it's hard. So we're going to make an indentation right in the center of that ear of corn. Then we're going to take it and drill a hole in there. And it doesn't have to go in very far because the center of this corn is soft. There's a pith in there, and I said pith now, and it's hard on the end, but then it gets real soft inside. I'll show you. Now, what you want to do is try to line that up straight. So you're going straight into the center of the ear. It goes hard at first, and then it starts going real easy. Okay. We've got a hole in an ear of corn, right on the butt end of the corn, okay? Where it comes off the stalk. Then we need a piece of dowel. Now here I got a 1/4-inch piece of dowel, but it's not sharp on one end. And I don't have my knife. We got a pencil sharpener. Hang on a second, I'm going to sharpen this. We've got a point on it. All right. We sharpened our dowel up, so it'll go into the ear of corn. Now we drilled a 1/4-inch hole in there, and this should go right in the ear of corn pretty tight if we push it down into the pith. And there you have it. Corn on a stick. That's a pronto pup, something like that. Okay. Now, we got to have a 1/4-inch hole through this tobacco can. So how are we going to do that? Same way. Let's see, the bear is up and down a little bit. It doesn't matter. Just so it goes all the way through in the center. I don't want to make a mark or anything, I'll just eyeball it. That looks pretty close. It's going all over the place. There we go. You know what? I get my eyes on. There. We are. Now I can see again. Yeah, we're through one side. Now if we get it good and straight, you should just go through the other side. And we're through. How about that? Now we've got a 1/4-inch hole straight through our can. There we go. Okay. We got a hole in the can. We got our dowel. Now let's figure out the length of the dowel we need. Let's put this on again. That'll be our judge. There we go. We didn't quite get the center of the can, but that's okay. That looks about right. We'll take and cut it off. Right about here. That's about the length we need. Okay. My trusty coping saw will cut this. Nothing to it. All right. We got that. Now let's put the hand on the dowel. Okay, right there. Now what we want to do is drill a little hole in the center. Center of the can. Be right there. And then another one at the top to put a pin through to hold this thing together. Right there. Okay, now we need to drill 2 holes through here, through the dowel. Put it back in the vise. Now years ago, when I was kid, we didn't even know what a yo-yo was, let alone a toy. And we just need to drill a hole big enough for to get the string through. Homemade toys were the in thing because, well, kids didn't. A yo-yo, what's a yo-yo? We didn't even know when I was a kid. And today the yo-yos are, well, they're made of plastic and they light up and they probably talk to you for all I know. But anyway. Anyway, we never got much for Christmas. We got a homemade toy. We were happy. I can remember one time I got a homemade toy hay rack. I should have made a little.
See.
There we go. Little punch mark there where the girl's got to go on that doll or it won't go through. Most of the time we got a homemade Christmas tree ornament. Shoot, we were happy as could be with that. You got a toy, you're really something. If it's a homemade toy, that's great, whatever. Okay, now what we want to do is put this thing through the snuff can. Yep, perfect. and some string. I think he used kite string or something like that, a cord string, or I think it was string from a feed sack, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll try that. That should be enough. Anyway, I found this. I got this from my shoe shop. That's actually it's thread for sewing on leather. But oh, one more hole. I forgot. Woo! Yeah. We have to have a hole on the side of this can for the string to go through. What was I thinking? It's got to go through right there. There's all kinds of books on homemade toys. Make sure that's big enough. Okay. Now, let's do this again. Where was I? Here we are. There's a hole right here. Yep, that'll work. Now, we can get this through the center dowel. Sure we can. Let's do this. You gotta remember, my eyesight's not that great anymore. There it is. Kind of like threading a big needle. I don't know if this thread's going to work, to be honest with you. We're going to try it. Otherwise, the string they used, I know he either used kite string or it came from a feed sack. I think that's where it came from in those days. This is a wax thread, that's not so great for our purposes here. But it'll never come loose, that's for sure. If I can hang on to everything here. Cut off this end because I don't want a big end in there. Okay. Okay, now we're through the dowel. Now, let's go up. Through here. Now we need to get a pin on the top of this to keep this thing from going through. So let's put a washer on there. 1/4-inch washer on a 1/4-inch dowel. That'd be good. And then we need a pin. What I use for a pin is a toothpick, a round toothpick. I push it in that hole we drilled, and I'll just take and snip it off. There. Now, okay, then you need something on the end of the string to pull on. So here's what we'll do. We'll take and we'll cut a piece of dowel. Here's where the 1/2-inch dowel. Now some people would just use the one that I got was my coping saw from the one the hired man made for me was just a button on the end, but probably came off with underwear or something. But anyway, we can make our own button here with just a piece of dowel with a hole through the center. Just a little 1/4-inch or whatever, 3/8 piece of dowel. We can have a hole in the center of that for our string. Put that in the vise. All right. Now, center. There we go. Oh. Tie that off. I did do this right, didn't I? Yep. Okay. Now, we've got it all assembled. We'll wind it up with this ear of corn on it. Hey, we got one! We got one to work. Well, that takes me back to my childhood a couple years ago. There we have it. There you have it. We just finished the farmer's yo-yo. Back when I was a kid, that's what we had for toys, and we were happy as could be. Well, someday if you got nothing to do and don't know what to do in your shop and you want to do something really crazy, make a farmer's yo-yo. Thanks for being with us, everybody, once again on Ozzy's Oddities. Bye now.